I just can't stop myself from buying books. I can't say that I'm really ashamed of myself, though. Really.
Hello booktubers, I have a haul for you today. Lots and lots of books. So most of them are actually YA, and I tell you, YouTubers out there are very, very dangerous as far as my pocketbook goes. And I found some YAs that I think that I'd like to read. I went to Barnes and Nobles today, which is where most of these come from, and I got a couple in the mail. One of them was from my Easton Press subscription, and I got a Folio Society book to show you. And I think that's all. So let's get started. Okay, so the first one here, I'm going to show you the really cool book from my Eastern Press subscription. This one here, let me see if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. This is La Morte d'Arthur, and this is the story of King Arthur, Sir Thomas Malory, as you can see there. And I thought I would, as you can see, it's all, the traditional Easton Press, all gilt. This one's a really large book. Here is kind of, well, no, that's not really kind of a standard, but this, it's very, very, very huge. So, and as you know, I love to do the cracking thing. This one's not cracking too much, but it is really a gorgeous book. I wanted to show it to you. There we go. Love that sound. This one here is part of their famous editions collection, and therefore it's a little bit more, I don't want to say the word luxurious, but yeah, you could probably say that. So it's illustrated throughout like that, as you can see. And I don't know if this one, because I didn't look at it quite that closely yet, if this one has any full page illustrations or if they're just, well, yeah, there's a few. Let's see, there's illustrations like on almost every page, and every once in a while you have a full page illustration like that. So very, very, very beautifully done. And I'll read you from these notes. Now, not every Easton Press book has these notes, but their famous editions collection does. Morte d'Arthur, or as probably I would probably try to say it would be La Morte d'Arthur, but in any case, it's all kind of runs together when you say it properly. Tells how Sir Thomas Malory wove the ancient legends of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table into a stately narrative. Here they all are at the royal court of Camelot, King Arthur and Queen Guinevere, Lancelot and the other Knights of the Round Table, Galahad, Tristan, and many more, plus of course Elaine and Isolde, as well as Merlin the Magician and the Enchantress, Morgan Le Fay. Their legendary quasi-historic feats, their devious intrigues, and their ecstasies and tragedies have reached to us across the ages through the storytelling genius of Sir Thomas Malory, creator of the first continuous narrative of the Arthurian saga. Compiled and written down in the 15th century, the legends were drawn from even older French and English sources. Much of Malory's material, including the quest of the Holy Grail, had actually been circulating around Western Europe since the 6th century, nearly a millennium earlier. But the tales and their marvelous atmosphere have never ceased to seduce us and to inspire literary and musical works as recent as the 19th and 20th centuries, from Richard Wagner's Tristan and Isolde, Tennyson's Idylls of the King, Mark Twain's A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, to T.H. White's The Once and Future King, the source of Lerner and Lowe's Camelot. Morte d'Arthur is the traditional spelling of the book's Old French title, La Morte d'Arthur, or d'Arthur, or in English, The Death of Arthur, though that event doesn't occur until the end of the volume. Our sumptuous offering is an authentic reproduction of the rare 1895 edition of Mallory's complete text, with its illustrations and decorations by the renowned English artist Aubrey Beardsley. It incorporates the original introduction written in 1469 by William Caxton for his own edition of Morte d'Arthur, and the very first edition to be printed. So that's what this is. It is basically a reprint of this, forgotten it already, of this 1895 edition. And some of the wording and things, obviously, from the 15th century, you're going to have quite kind of, older English, Middle English kind of stuff. And so it still is, when I'm reading some of it, kind of old in style, but they did have, I think they took out a lot of the these and the thous and all those types of things. So yeah, anyway, it's a beautiful book, and I really want to read this story someday. I really, really do. So here's just another full-page illustration like that. I have, this is how all the chapters begin. Isn't that really neat? Like that. So they have like the large letter S there, you see, but all the chapters begin like that. The next one I have is the Folio Society, which all come in slip cases like that. I've already taken it out. This one here is A Dance to the Music of Time. This is the spring volume by Anthony Powell. And this, I don't know exactly when it was written. I can't remember now. And let's see. This might tell me a little bit, but it was actually 12 books. Let's see. Copyright is Anthony Powell, 1951, 1952, 1955. So the 3 books in this volume are A Question of Upbringing, A Buyer's Market, The Acceptance World. So this one is called Spring. Here's the front of it. It's got a nice illustration built into the front. It's this cloth here. This is also cloth too, but it's a very smooth cloth. And there is obviously the 4 seasons, spring being the first set of books. It seems to be a story about like in the 20s, or it starts in the 20s and starts moving forward. Some of the really neat, they have really in the center of the book, they have actually four color illustrated pictures, and all of these tie into the narrative. And they tell you like fans by Georges Barbier above and right, a souvenir program with a costume designed by Leon Basque and stuff like this, and it tells you like what they were talking about on page 45 of the book. And so there's just maybe about 20 pages in the middle that have different pictures that give you an idea of what they probably were referring to. And so yeah, this is obviously 1930s kind of a thing going on there. So just beautifully done book, as you can see. This is a sewn book. It isn't glued. So this is, very good art. Very good book art, I should say, and construction. Also, with the Folio Society, I know you guys kind of like these little trinket things, but they actually sent me like coasters. You can see that there. You can see the man is sitting. Well, they're both sitting on like a love seat, and they're both reading. So it was just kind of a gift from the Folio Society. If you bought a book like within a certain time frame, and that's kind of what I got. So little gift.